for the 6th time in the last 8 years. Now giving conference final MVP trophies out. We're going to talk to Reg about that. I think he's got a vote.
As you see, here comes the hardware. The criteria was the best player in this series, not through the first round or second round, just in this series. And there's a number of candidates, Wiggins, Looney. I voted for Stephen Curry.
It all starts with Steph, and he just creates so much havoc for the defense that even on a night like tonight where he doesn't shoot the ball that well, Steph's incredible.
Got it! Foul!
It absolutely is not right what Stephen Curry is doing here.
3, Steph got it! Oh, what a shot! He is ruthless.
And Stephen Curry once again going into his bag.
He always brings his best, and I think, like you harped on, Draymond's mental. Same with Steph. He just knows where to get his shots off. He knows when to take over a game, how to lead this team. So I think we're ready for this challenge because whoever comes out of that Eastern Conference is going to push us.
It was blocked by Curry! Blocked by Curry on the 3, and a shot clock violation. Curry triple.
That's how you close it out.
The new trophy is pretty cool, especially with who it's named after.
The Urban Magic Johnson Trophy goes to your very own Stephen Curry.
This is a blessing, obviously, as a team effort to get back here with Draymond said, for us to be out the mix for the last 2 years and to be where we belong back in the finals. This is special. Our fan base, to do it in this new building. Everything about it is special.
Well, Steph Curry, I mean, it's on your screen right now. Seems like he's done it all, right? 2-time MVP, most threes in NBA history, 3 championships, chasing a 4th, 6 finals appearances. But here's the thing, 0 finals MVP. Zeke, and whenever you have the basketball talk about Steph Curry, where he is historically, you were a finals MVP. Do you think Steph Curry in these finals is going to gun to win it this year and get that monkey off his back?
I think he will, and I honestly hope he does. I mean, there aren't many times when you have a chance to achieve greatness or play for greatness, right? And, I admire, like LeBron James right now, chasing Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, chasing that label of being the greatest ever. Because there's only 3 or 4 people who ever got to chase that. I admire Steph Curry for chasing, and I hope he does, this finals MVP because, how many times do you get a chance to really play for that great opportunity and that greatness? So, you should go for it. And I know he'll sit back and say, well, it's just about the team and it's about winning. Yeah, it's about the team and it's about winning. But very few and rare times in sports, in a team sport in particular, where it does become about you too. So, his place in history with this finals MVP is etched and moved up, another level, which is great for him and it's great for the game, because the more you can, up the game, the better it is for the next generation that's coming.
Describe how difficult it is to win an MVP as opposed to a finals MVP when you look at anything that's you accomplish in your career.
You, the finals MVP, I am the baddest. ain't no.
So you put finals MVP as like higher than regular season MVP?
In that particular point in time, right? Because not only are you saying my team is the best team in the world, but now I've been acknowledged as the best player during this particular time in this season and also in this playoffs. There's nobody better than you at this particular time when you're the finals MVP and then your team also wins the championship. You are crowned and acknowledged as the best team and also the best player in the finals. That's pretty special.
Yeah, I mean, Steph Curry's still the only player to be named MVP unanimously, right? Still has that under his belt. But you always hear it, about the Finals MVP. This is an opportunity for him to go grab it.
Yeah, it's an opportunity for him to go grab it. And I believe his teammates want that for him. And I hope that he goes out and try to accomplish that in the confines of trying to win the basketball game and trying to win the series. So I really does hope that happens for him.
Yeah, and for the Warriors again, they're waiting to see if they're going to face. Welcome to Playoff Central Live, presented by State Farm. Chris Miles here, one of the best point guards in the history of the game, Isaiah Thomas. Of course, we're going to talk about another point guard in the midst of making history later on in the show. So, Zeke, what's it like these days when you're looking at Kyle Lowry, Jimmy Butler, Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, getting ready for Game 7? What's your mindset like the hours and the days leading up to that Game 7? Well,
from a preparation standpoint, you know everything that the other team is going to do. So there are really no new plays. There really no new anything that's going to be thrown at you. And this is where the saying, comes down, it's a matter of will, not skill. And when we talk about will, that will is about how disciplined can you be throughout the course of the game? Can you maintain and sustain concentration? And the energy level that you have to play with, can you sustain that? So the intensity, the concentration, the energy, those are the things that you got to bring to the Game 7 to win the basketball game. So all the things that Jimmy Butler brought to Game 6, you're saying needs to be brought to Game 7. But what's crazy about that 47 that he had in Game 6, that's almost double what he had in the previous 3 games combined. And we see that shot chart. Yeah, I see the 4 3-pointers made. Incredible. 16 made shots, 47 points, second most in Heat history in a playoff game. Also had 4 steals. Zeke, can you break it down for us how Jimmy Butler mastered affecting the game on both ends of the floor in that decisive Game 6? Just the courage to compete. And here we talk about, discipline and concentration. He's locked in on Jaylen Brown in the corner. He doesn't overhelp, stays in position, defensive position, baits Horford. Now he's in the passing lane to get the steal. Not only does he make the steal, but now he makes the assist in terms of the right play. And again, you see him pointing out. This time he's locked in on Tatum. And he's not going to overhelp. Bates Horford again, gets in the passing lane. Now he goes down and he finishes. So this is what we talk about on offense. The screener gets the shot. So he'll set the screen. After he sets the screen, now he comes off the screen. Catches it, squares up, gets to that mid-range, that foul line area, knocks down the shot, gets an N1 opportunity. This is what Jimmy Butler is so good at. And we talk about the fundamentals and the little things. It wasn't anything that was spectacular that was happening, but as Spoelstra said, his will to compete, his will to be disciplined, and his will to also finish once he completed the play. From the time that he sat out the second half in Game 3 with knee soreness, we didn't see this Jimmy Butler for 3 straight games. And then this happened, this explosion for 47 points. Why do you suppose that is? We were all wondering about him because Game 5, we saw him shooting air balls from the 3-point line. And then Game 6, he comes back and he has this kind of game. And what we talk about is this is where the athlete pushes himself beyond the limits of his regular season body, right? So the inspiration comes in. This is where you have those spectacular performances at, because you really get to a level where you're playing outside of yourself. You're not really limited by your body anymore. You've almost got to a point where you've said, you know what? I'm going to risk my body. If I get hurt, I'm going to give it all, right? And that's what he did, in Game 6. Can he do that in Game 7? He probably can, but will he have the same type of performance? The performance and also the competitiveness, they don't always go together. So he'll compete, but will he be able to give the same type of performance that he gave in Game 6.
Yeah, we saw that from you in your career with your wrist, also your ankle at different times, knowing how to play through that and perform at that level. We know that you know what you're talking about. Lowry and Strus, also two guys that have been going through some injuries. They were combined 1 for 28 in games 4 and 5. Then they had 31 combined in Game 6. Zeke, what did those two guys do differently, and is this exactly what they need with Tyler Hero out with that groin injury?
They made big, timely shots at the right time, but more importantly, they kept their confidence. And they're, you know, these are big momentum shots. You know, Boston was, you know, in the process of, you know, getting back into the game, taking control of the game. Strus made a couple of shots, then Lowry made a couple of shots. But, you know, where the shot-making ability comes from and the confidence comes from is, hey, they put in the work. They practice. So they believe in their practice habits. They believe in their skills. So the 1 for 28 combined doesn't bother two guys like that who have put in the work practicing. Now, if we're talking about two guys who don't practice, they're 1 for 28, psychologically, they're messed up for about 2 months, because they haven't laid the foundation to be able to bounce back from bad games. Those who lay the foundation, they're able to bounce back from bad games, bad moments, because they can get back into their comfort zone.
We understand the fact that Jaylen Brown puts in that work. He missed those 2 free throws late in the fourth quarter. Jason Tatum had 7 turnovers, including 4 in the fourth quarter. Not a lot of time for that to linger for them. But again, that pressure. For these Celtics, that pressure's on Tatum and Brown. For them, yesterday, today, going into Game 7, how do they let that go and get ready for this game that could end their season?
You know, when you're trying to win a championship, you know, pressure comes with what we do. And, you know, Jaylen Brown will bounce back, just like Tatum will bounce back. And when you look at, you know, the 2 missed free throws, you look at the 4 turnovers by Tatum, the thing that we know is those things are correctable, right? Even though they happen in crucial times and crucial moments of the game, these two are capable of bouncing back, and they will bounce back. We've seen them play extremely well out on the road. And then they have the experience. You know, this is a Celtic team. You know, this is their 3rd appearances in the Eastern Conference Finals. Without playing LeBron James, you know. So, you know, they have the experience to bounce back. This is a time where they can break through. We'll have to wait and see if they do. But I have no doubt in my mind that Tatum and Brown will play better the next game than they did the last.
Yeah, and for Marcus Smart and Jaylen Brown, that's 4 Eastern Conference Finals for them. I mean, this has been an incredible run.
They've been knocking on the door for a while, so they got experience.
Does that, you know, put itself in the back of their minds as a team? Like, you're trying to get over that hump. You got a Game 7. And in this series, the road team has been winning. So, like, home court advantage doesn't seem to matter that much. But for Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum, do you think at all they're thinking, man, we've never been to the finals. We're right here. This is our turn. We're no longer, you know, behind Kyrie Irving or, you know, the rookies on this team. This is our team. This is a Game 7 for us to get there, just like in the Bucks series.
Hey, I can only go back to my mindset when we were trying to beat Boston, trying to break through. And we finally got to the point where